Good morning from Morning Bay in Sydney. Hope everyone's doing okay in all your individual crazy corona conditions. Hope you're all safe and well. We're doing just great on the boat. Australia's on partial lockdown, so life has definitely changed, but we feel really safe on here, so that really helps. But yeah, we are worried about our friends and families. My auntie's got it and I'm terrified, but she's a trooper and she's doing well. Well, we thought we'd cheer you guys up and give you guys something to enjoy today, and we're doing a day in the life. 7 a.m. now. I've just got up. Jackson's kind of still staring downstairs. He's asked me not to let him sleep in longer than 8:30, so we'll see how that goes. Coming to you from the Pittwater today. The Pittwater is our home. It's where Jackson grew up. It's where I've lived for 10 years. It's a really unique environment. It's a flooded valley, so I guess an estuary. It's going to be a really, really, really windy day today, so we're going to be tacking upwind up the river. We're going to try and head towards the river, go and see what we can find up there. A few restrictions, so not as venturous as we would normally go. Partial lockdown on the boat. What does it mean for us? Well, it just means we can't go as far as we normally would. We can't go out on massive sailing missions, which we'd planned to actually. Right now, we should be miles away from where we are right now. But it still means that we can just enjoy our boat and kind of try and live our lives the best way we can. So we thought we would give you a window into what it's like. Enjoy!
You need to get in your dinghy and come out and surf this.
This is living.
Totally obvious. Save the memory that's worth keeping. Only for one of us. Wide awake and know what's dreaming. Wide awake and know what's dreaming. Wide awake and know what's dreaming.
Well, it's actually a really beautiful morning. And Xanthe's just been out there doing some yoga. Sun's just come over that ridge. Gonna make some tea, some hot cross buns.
Wide awake, still there's no one dreaming. Wide awake and there's no one dreaming. Wide awake, still there's no one dreaming.
So before we head off sailing today, I thought we would just have a go at this winch, because although it's actually turning freely and fine, it's like not turning with the winch handle. So I think we just take it apart and have a look, because it has happened before on another winch. So I've taken the pedestal off, and this here is the culprit. It's this little screw. See how that's just come undone? I haven't touched any of this, and that's just undone. I think what happens is that whatever the gear, it drops, and then when it drops, the whole thing like disengages and locks up. And the most annoying thing about this is that obviously it's right on the bottom, so there's no way of getting to it unless you take the whole pedestal off. But I'm guessing the trick is that you got to put a bunch of Loctite on the bottom of this one, because you don't want this thing coming loose. So you always want to tie a knot instead of relying on this thing. And then when you're up the mast, you can clip this onto stuff.
Okay.
So you can go around the mast. So if that was like this, you could go around the mast and clip on.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way, if something happened, you wouldn't slip down, like a little safety.
Haven't been up the mast in so long, but because we don't have a drone anymore, it's the only way we're going to get the shot. Can you see I'm holding on to the stays with my toe?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm ready to come down.
One of the hardest breezes to sail in here in Sydney is a westerly, because it's coming from the land, and therefore it comes over a lot of different hills, so you have really big variations in angles.
Acrobatic winds.
We have really big variations in angles and lifts and knocks, so like 30-degree shifts, and also really gusty and then big holes. So you'll be sailing in 20 knots, it'll drop to 5, and you'll get a 30-knot gust. So you just got to be always watching the water. So we just put a reef in the main, just because, like right now, we've gone from 12 to 23 knots. Coming up into this bit more open water now, the wind's going to be a bit more consistent. So definitely when we're up around the 20 knots, Avalon really likes a reef in, makes it much more easier to manage. So yeah, we are rigging for the gusts rather than the lulls. Oh, it's good.
Avalon's super balanced. I don't know if you saw that, but Jackson was just trimming the sails and just leaving Avalon to drive herself. I swear she's like chitty chitty bang bang sometimes. Like she's a person. She's such a good girl. Oh, landmark up ahead. There's this architecturally designed houseboat and it's super famous. I think it's something like 3,000 Australian dollars to stay there a night, but it's pretty spectacular. Cool price of $150,000. Alright, so we just left Morning Bay, which is right here. And we are just going to tack upwind up here, flick around and poodle up the river. We reckon we'll go down one of these tributaries here, either this one or this one. But that's yet to see. Oh, and we're going to tack.
with a hey, and then we get down and we start to dance in my booty. Get down and boogie with the tip top, sticking it on the dance floor. I'm not checking you out.
Oh, so I noticed this kind of sticky stuff on the floor. First thought was something spilled, and I put my fingers in it and tried to smell it, and it was kind of odorless. And then I smelled it for a bit longer and realized it smelled really potatoey. It's potato juice. So I've got 2 sweet potatoes in the oven, and the juice from the potatoes has seeped out of the oven onto the floor. Whatever next. Yep, you alright?
Dance.
Need a read?
Do you think I'm sexy?
Alright, yeah, I'm coming.
Reach for the jib first and then
Okay,
actually just let both sails off.
let them off.
Let the mainsail off.
Yeah.
Ease it. Doesn't look like there's much wind out there right now. It's only saying there's 12, 13 knots, but we just had 30 knots, which we were just a bit overpowered, and Xanthe had to come up and put a reek in the jib.
It all starts with a hey, and then we get down and we start to play. See, I'm just about wasted, and I'm not about to waste my time on the rocks, twisting line, not stopping anything till you knock me down and off my feet.
Well, this is bloody great, because the whole winchy thing took a while. We left a lot later than we left a lot later than planned, and the plan was to get there and do lunch there, but it's 1:45 and we are both so cranky with each other, and I think for the sake of our relationship, I'm going to come down here and make a meal on the lean after a year and a half of having to cook down in this galley under sail. I was quite pleased to have slowed down and thought, oh, I probably won't have to do that again, but we're back in here.
Do you think I'm sexy?
Here's my lovey. And I'm winking.
Do you think I'm sexy?
Oh, how things can change in the blink of an eye on a yacht. Oh, this is so tight. Ugh. Sorry about this kooky hat, but I kind of love it, so I'm not sorry at all. We're motoring all the way there now because our mainsail, pretty much the whole thing the cars fell out of the tracks. Yeah, it was just kind of hanging by one car. Not the kind of instance where you're like, oh, I'll pick up the camera, this would be good footage. We kind of had to act really quickly, so sorry. Leave you in that one. Yeah. At least we're not on a hill anymore. Classic example of be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
We were just saying, oh man, this is going to be hard tacking up wind up here.
I think it was the
mainsail fell out.
flapping, because what happened was a really big gust came and we just rounded up head to wind, and it was just the flapping, like the flapping. I think it just, once one of them went, all of them, like 3 of or 4 of them went. I'd say it's just little pieces of plastic that go into the mast track. It's not a massive problem. You just motor up here now.
Yeah, it was so funny because we almost gave up. We were like, oh, are we game for this? I mean, we don't have to do it. So should we just turn around and go back to base camp? But then we were like, oh no, don't be such a poussoir to each other. And yeah, now look what's happening. going 2 knots,
Yeah.
and we thought it might be a good idea to pull some jib out, and we nearly got knocked over.
It's like right as we went to do it, we got literally 40 knots.
So we popped it back in.
Yeah.
Feel sorry for this guy. Doesn't look like he's got his genoa out on purpose, but full genoa that is red hot in this. Must be stuck or something. Poor guy. Shall you tell him or shall I? So we're back here at where we started in Morning Bay. We're very embarrassed.
I'm more disappointed because I was actually looking forward to like exploring up the river a bit. I just underestimated the weather forecast. Like, the weather forecast did say 20 knots, but it was 30. Just way too relaxed leaving this morning because we're like, oh, it's only 4 miles up there. And we were going okay until the mainsail ripped out of the track. And then once we were trying to motor, we were like motoring at 1 knot against 35 knots. So we're just like, not worth it.
I know we're going to receive such a barrage of comments saying, you guys are absolute wet blankets. Yeah, you know, I think people are going to look at that and say, oh, you couldn't handle a little blow. But the truth is, we didn't have to do that. When it comes down to a choice, you always choose the safest and easiest route. Pummeling upwind at the speed of 1 knot, I think we just chose the other option.
Oh, yeah. Should we go for a little swim?
I'm gonna make gnocchi. I think you should go for a swim. Oh, Avalon, don't run away from your father.
It's actually not that bad.
Oh, really? I'm actually really happy to be here. It's really nice.
It still would have been good to be out somewhere in the river.
Yeah, I mean, the plan was to be river kids tonight, but I'm glad we didn't have to go through all of that 40 knots on the nose, so yeah.
We still would have been going.
Yeah, we still would have been going now, and
We still would have had another half an hour at least.
instead now we're all showered, cozy, tucked up with a glass of red. I'm about to make gnocchi, and Jackson's watching. What are you watching?
I was watching Acorn to Arabella
Yeah,
and some YouTubes.
Jackson's into this YouTube show called Acorn to Arabella.
They're making a boat out of wood.
Because we can't go out with our friends anymore, we're actually gonna go out with them on a house party tonight. So we're gonna have a little party on the internet. Who knew that was a thing until this corona thing happened? It's great. So yeah, I think we're gonna put our party shirts on, get dressed up, and have some more wine. Whoopa!
Ahoy, ahoy! Can you pass the pepper, Christy?